All right, everyone. Happy Thursday. Here we are again.
Happy Thursday.
You guys ready for our training today? I'm actually really excited about the topic, and I cannot wait to share what I have in store for you. But to really tell you more about why I am excited about this particular topic, as you know, I've been sharing on a daily basis since the beginning of August on my personal Facebook page about my journey in staying motivated for 100 days. And so I don't believe that we're separate from our business, and everything we do is interconnected. And so what inspired me to share about what I'm about to share today is because of my personal journey of like what I have to do to stay motivated, what I have to do to stay clear-minded so that I can put out positive energy, but not only that, be really clear-minded to serve my clients and help them problem solve, et cetera, in their businesses. And so I want to really talk about this topic because I've been sharing very strategic information with you in terms of these are the strategy to do marketing, this is the strategy to do content, etc., and how to really look at the sales funnel. Those were the information I've given the past 2-3 weeks. But what's really important besides really understanding strategy and tactics in your business, you have to really understand about yourself as a CEO and how are you operating on the daily basis. And you know, honestly, that's really truly the reflection of your business. And for those of you who already know me in the community, that I don't believe there's actually any business problems, but the problems that you actually have in your business is actually a reflection of you as a person, as a CEO. It's just a mirror of you and what's going on with you. If you want to check out what I was talking about this morning in my personal page about how to manage yourself emotionally and etc., check it out over there. But it's important to understand how you operate as a person, right? Because that really stems from your childhood and your upbringing, how you handle the situation and your normal operation. How you operate as a person is how you operate your business, period. Okay, and that's why what's really missing in your business isn't another strategy or another tactic. But I can tell you today, I'm going to share 4 reasons, or I would say 4 areas or 4 things that are really missing in your business that's actually taking that are barriers for you, and that's not taking you to that next level that you want to be in your business. So the first one that I really want to talk about, as you hear already from experts and successful people, that commitment is key. And that is true across the board. And I was talking to a client yesterday, believe it or not, we were just talking about sales in general, and she has people in the pipeline and how there seem to be issues with these leads. And came down to it, we were just talking about, wow, these leads, there are nothing wrong with these leads. And we talked about XYZ and how she could handle it, and came down to it all is that her level of commitment. And I'm guilty of it too, right? Like I share with her truthfully that the reason why we're not at 7 figures yet because of the lack of commitment. I wouldn't say because I'm doing the daily motivation, etc., and things like that I'm perfect, and none of that. I'm sure that I'm sharing it to let you know that I for sure have days where I don't want to do certain things. I'm just as human as the next person. So I'm sharing these tips with you, are real firsthand experiences. Okay. So the lack of commitment is really one of the biggest problems in business. Because I think about it, I can hand you the best strategy out there, right? I can give you everything on a silver platter. But if you're not committed to taking the action that you need to take, you're not going to get the results that you want, right? If the plan says you have to generate or talk to 5 people per day for you to be able to close XYZ amount of clients for that month, and you're not following through, meaning you're not committed, you're not going to get the results. So as you can see, there isn't going to be a strategy that's going to save you from doing the work. So commitment is key. And if you're not at the level that you want to be, whether it is, running a 7-minute mile, lifting 100 pounds, 6 figures or 7 figures, and you're not there yet, it's a moment that for you to look at your level of commitment. And I confessed with my client yesterday, like, we're not at 7 figures because we're not committed at that level yet. So I have something to think about, right? So what do I need to do? Like, how committed I am, like, or at what level I'm also am committed to, or what is the output, and which leads me, I'm going to segue into the next point of what's really missing in your business, and it's really actually breaking your business. And I wrote a blog this week on this, of why you're missing your goals. We don't understand the different levels of action that actually is required to be successful in whatever it is that we do. Most of us are actually very optimistic. I am overly optimistic. So oftentimes I am always giving myself so much less time than I actually need. So the second point to you, or why you're really, another thing that you're missing in your business is the inaccurate estimation of effort that is required for you to achieve your goals. And what I really mean by this is that, first of all, let's address the 4 levels of actions. Okay. The first level is 0, no action at all. We don't have anything to talk about. The second level is retreat, meaning if you don't have goals, chances are you're retreating. Chances are you're backing out. Chances are you're giving up on life, or, work, or, whatever. So 0 and retreat, of course, we're not going to talk about that. The 2 most important levels that we want to really address and get real with ourselves and really understand, this is why we're missing our goals, or this is why we're not achieving our business goals, is because we're either operating, on average, which is, I'm guilty of that for years. I'm just doing enough. I'm just doing enough just to say that, oh, I did the thing. But just like, I don't know how many of you guys run or train or things like that, you have to do more, because you never know what's going to happen the day of the event. What if you didn't get sleep, for whatever reason, you couldn't sleep and things like that. So you have to make sure that you have gone that distance, that you have done the thing. So when you actually have to do it, you'll be so ready for it. And you cannot do that with average level of effort. So the last level that is actually a guarantee for you to achieve your goals in your business, especially, is massive, meaning you have to, for example, if you think that it's going to take you 2 hours to do something, chances are give yourself 4 hours. Because if you're not productive enough, if something comes up, if you have a lifestyle like mine where I have 2 little ones, you never know if the school is going to call, or the nanny is going to call, or the other caregiver is going to be sick. You just have to allot yourself more time than you normally would. But also with that, that's just time. So the inaccurate estimation is inaccurate estimation of time, effort, and resources. So you have to make sure you have all of that in line, but even more than usual. And if you really want success as a guarantee, you need to take massive action to the 10x level, meaning 10 times that. Because if you're conservative, then you're making sure that you're really going to get the time that you need to fulfill all the tasks, all of follow through with the planning, so you can achieve your goal. Okay. And again, that's connected to my next piece of what's missing in your business, and, maybe possibly in your life, is bad time management. For the longest time, I just know that, oh yeah, tomorrow I just need to, I have a doctor's appointment, and then we have grocery shopping, and then I'm just using a personal life, so it's easy. But how long do you need for that doctor's appointment? An hour, 45 minutes? You have to know that to plan accordingly. What about the time that you need to drive there? Do you need to fill out any paperwork, etc.? And if you're not thinking about the details and you're not managing your time correctly, you're not going to be able to control your time. Right? I talked about how to manage, myself emotionally, but that means being really diligent with my schedule and understand that I manage my time wisely. I put time for a shower into my schedule as well, because we need to get clean up, we need to look professional, etc. So those are really important, just really small tips and things to really think about when you are looking at your schedule. You need to put every single thing down on your schedule. And you need to really understand, are you wasting time? Are you taking inventory of your time? And again, this is just one of the really most important, I want to say, strategies. It's intangible in a way where it's not like, oh, let's email sequence. It's not that type of tactic. But I guarantee you, if you're really sitting down to really see how productive you are with your time, and if you're really managing your time wisely, you will be able to produce so much more. And also you can make more time for other things that you really care about. And then last but not least, it's all related, right? I didn't just get up one day and realize that I am not as committed as I should, or I didn't learn that, oh my goodness, I've been missing my goals because it's not because I'm lazy or anything like that. It's just, I'm not estimating correctly with my projections in terms of how much time it takes, what kind of resources I need, and then also what level of effort that I needed to put into, right? And then I didn't learn about time blocking. I didn't learn about how to really manage my schedule all by myself. I can tell you that I have always had a mentor or a coach since the inception of my business in 2015. Prior to that, I did everything wrong. I just want to really truly share with you that before 2015, the reason why I started my business in 2015 and I wanted to be virtually is because I came from the brick and mortar space. My mom and I used to own a restaurant, and I used to work 18-hour days, etc. Long story short, I did everything wrong. We built the restaurant from scratch. We didn't have support, etc. We had to borrow money. We sold the restaurant for nothing by the time we're done, at the end of the 5 years. I'm sharing all of that with you to let you know that you have to have support. So whether it is your neighbor that has her own business that you can ask questions about how to get started, get help. Whether it is, Googling something, I don't know, we're in the informational age right now where you can get information about anything and everything, right? But you have to have someone that you can confide in. You have to have someone that's going to hold you accountable. You have to get some type of support that is going to get you to do what you need to do on a regular basis to stay committed to your goals, to manage your time wisely, and also to assess, to track, to see if you're on the right path towards your goal. So last but not least, I want to share with you the importance of having support, having a coach, having a mentor, having someone that have been there, done that, to lead you, tell you where the potholes are so you can go around it. I'm not saying shortcuts, because there's no shortcuts towards success. However, there are I want to say loopholes, or there are also I can't think of the word right now, but it's basically, there are ways to prevent you from making the mistakes that you don't have to make, because those, I've done it, right? I have learned what not to do. So really, that's what I wanted to share with you today. Nothing tactical, nothing, strategic or new information. I can tell you the 4 tips I share with you today is nothing new. But there are things that we are not thinking about, and we're always reaching out. Okay, how can I get new leads? Maybe I have to hire a social media manager. Maybe I have to X, Y, and Z. But before all of that, are you committed, right, to doing the work to the level that you need to succeed? Are you managing your time wisely? Right? Are you understanding what kind of level of action that you need to take on a particular project? Are you planning and projecting correctly, right? And then last but not least, are you doing it alone? I can tell you, You can choose to do it alone, but it's going to take you longer. It's going to be miserable and it's going to be really lonely. And there's going to be a point where you want to give up. So I invite you to consider reaching out to me. I mean, whether you work with us or not, it doesn't matter. My point of sharing all of this is to get you to start thinking, do you need support? And where are you going to get the support that you need to be successful? Okay, so comment below, hashtag replay, if you're watching this as a replay, comment to see what resonated with you. And if you are struggling from the same things I'm going through, these are things that I'm working on too in my business. There's always a next level of success or growth in a business. So don't think that I'm not going through this. Whatever I'm sharing with you in any kind of these trainings is I either have gone through it or going through it. Okay, so I just want you to, I just want to be honest on that. So yeah, reach out, personal message me, see if we can have a conversation and get you on the right path. But other than that, I will see you next week on our training. I will talk to you guys soon. Have a fantastic day.